Okay, so my name is Toby, and so my hobbies include things like going skiing and rock climbing, and sort of academically, I'm trying to pursue computer science as my major. So I'm interviewing my roommate Vinny for this motivation interview assignment. I picked Vinny because I've seen him work, and I think that he's always sort of very driven and working hard on his classes, and he does electrical engineering, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, electrical engineering, and yeah, I thought that he's a very motivated person, and he seems to be doing sort of very well with that. And seeing him sort of work hard, sort of in the house here, drives me to work hard as well. So yeah, do you want to introduce yourself, Vinny, and the sort of stuff that you're into at the moment at CU?
yeah. I mean, I'm Vinny. As Toby said, I'm an electrical engineer here at Boulder as well. I'm currently in my junior year. Hobbies I like to do is I like to also ski, and then I do a bit of swimming. Swimming the side as an exercise, and also just do a lot of stuff on my computer, just playing video games and stuff like that. And yeah,
Cool. So Vinny, what would you say is the thing that really drives you, that motivates you, to sort of work hard, academically and also in your hobbies?
I mean, academically, the thing that drives me the most is that the reason I'm here to study. And I feel like if I'm not putting myself into doing effort into studying and stuff like that, I'm just missing all the point of being here in college. You know what I am at the moment. And for the hobbies that I do is mostly for stuff that you like, that is fun to do. You don't need a lot of motivation, just kind of do it. And if you is more like if you're exercising, you want to go over a hurdle, just gotta set a goal to yourself and be able to you just pursue that goal. And that for me is enough motivation, at least in the things I like.
Yeah. Also recently, I think you've been participating in a Hyperloop sort of design challenge as well, with engineers, sort of things like that. What sort of inspires you to get involved in those kind of pursuits?
I like to get involved with the Hyperloop competition because I want to challenge myself a bit more. Because I feel like only doing the schoolwork, yeah, it's enough to be engineering, but not enough to be a good engineer and learn things outside of the scope of the class. And that type of competition where you kind of put yourself in a situation where you got to learn something different, it's great to motivate you, especially since it's a competition. It's a great motivation to actually learn
Yeah.
different stuff.
So you like to get involved in things sort of around the subject you're interested in, but sort of outside of just classwork, try and really get hands on, and that really pushes you to become a better engineer.
Yes.
Lovely. So what sort of nuggets of motivation do you use? So in our class, we talk about nuggets of motivation as being these sort of small specific actions that you can take to increase your energy level or help you get into a working mindset, also known as like a motivation hack. So, what would you say are those little things that you use to try and get yourself motivated to do work whenever you maybe don't feel like it?
Uh, Sometimes the hardest part of doing your work is starting the work. Just being able to sit down and start homework is the harder part of the homework for me, at least. And to motivate me, sometimes I gotta say to myself, okay, whatever, let me do this for, I gotta sit down, do this for 30 minutes and then keep going after. But if I do this, I'm gonna be able to have more time later, or I'm gonna be able to actually do this good work. Because if I procrastinate too much, I feel like I don't do a good enough job in the things I have to do. Even though I'm able to do them, I just don't do it well enough since I don't have time. And I feel like I can motivate myself about thinking of doing an actual good job on my work that I have to do.
So, you just tell yourself that you got to start something, even if you don't necessarily finish it, and you find that just the act of starting the work really helps you to then get into it and get things done.
Oh yeah, 100%. Every time in my homework, if I only touch it a day before I actually sit down and do it, I already finish like 50% faster. I don't know why, because like just getting into it and like at least knowing what you're getting yourself into, for me, it's a great help to starting work and just having in your head. When you first put it, like when first started, you put it in your head and you kind of keep, it stays in your head. So you keep thinking about it. So when you come back to it, it's way easier. You don't have to like start from zero, already start for something. Then it's easier to go further.
Right, it's a lot less daunting if you've sort of started to think about it already and you've kind of figured out what you want to do, then you can kind of just do the assignment rather than then having to figure out what the assignment is, start thinking about what you want to do for the assignment. That sort of makes it a lot harder to get all of it done. You kind of try and get some of that work done early by looking at the task and thinking about it, um, to sort of help you then start to do it maybe the next day or that evening or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. What would you say is the biggest hurdle of motivation for you? What do you find is the thing that really can stand in your way and make it difficult to get motivated about something?
My worst hurdle is procrastination. I procrastinate a lot of my work, and sometimes that happens. What I said before, that it doesn't become the best work I have, and that's something I've been improving lately. Not procrastinating as much, because if I know if I gonna I take, especially since I underestimate most of my work, I just think, oh, it's gonna take 3 hours to do, and then I see like, oh, it's due midnight, whatever, gonna start at 9. And then I start at 9, it's like it's not 3 hours. And I could easily start earlier, since I was doing nothing the whole afternoon. If I started earlier, I would have had the time later to do something else I wanted. Because if I, before doing it, I'm just kind of thinking, oh, I gotta do it, I gotta do it, I gotta do it, and I didn't do anything. I just keep procrastinating the work, and then I come around to doing it, and I also don't have the time to finish it, and it's just a bad situation. Like
So
even
pushing yourself to do things earlier is sort of the hurdle that you're sort
yeah,
of trying to work with.
exactly.
Nice. And finally, sort of the question we want to answer is sort of what do you think is the value of motivation? Why is it important to you, and how do you sort of view it in your working life?
I feel like you need motivation if you want to do something different or improve yourself or do anything in this kind of sense, because you need motivation to put effort in. Then if you don't put effort in anything, you're not going to be able to do anything, basically. At least what I think. If you're not putting effort in something, then it's not worth doing it. It's just a
Yeah.
pastime.
Fair enough. That sounds great. Thank you very much for talking to us about that. I think I learned some really interesting things there, and it was really great to hear your point of view on sort of what drives you, both sort of academically and extracurricularly here at CU.
Awesome. Thank you.